Hey, what's good? What's going on, everybody? You already know who it is. And it's definitely your favorite soulful child. Yeah. Shark coming back to you once again at the P.E.G podcast, Positive Energy Generation podcast, where we uplifted everyone around the world. I don't care if you're mother, sister, brother, cousin. We uplifted you with music, frequency, resources such as credit, resources such as public figures that's out here not only showing you generational wealth, but showing that you can do it. And y'all know I'm always in my bag. Y'all know we had our art designer out here, clothing designer out here. We had the artists on here. So y'all won't guess who I done ran into, man. It's a small world. All right, I got the Phillies Oprah's in the building. All right, she's a child of God. And if you don't know about now, you will know her. She's interviewed Steve Harvey. She's interviewed Kevin Hart. I mean, what better person to bring onto the podcast than Shelly Shell Williams? How you doing, Shelly Shells?
Hey, how you doing? I'm excited. Glad to be here.
Yeah, always glad to have light onto the podcast. And now look, no matter what you guys are listening to it right now, stop what you're doing, follow us, share us on all major platforms. We're on Hart Radio, so shout out Hart Radio for this major opportunity. But Shells, it's been a journey to get to this point. And so y'all know it's not easy linking up with people, especially when you're leaping out there in your faith. So I'm showing you guys, no matter what you do, no matter who you are, you can get valuable resources. The technology these days, it's crazy. So, hey, we're going to dive in. So if you want to get to know how to find Miss Shelly Shells, where to find her on social media, you're going to have to wait to the end of this because I'm not going to give it out, man. I'm not going to give it out. So before we get started, guys, you already know we got to uplift the frequencies in the best way. We got to give it back to the Most High. So we always take a brief moment for a word of prayer, but we always give it to the guest. So Miss Shelly Shells, if you can say, hey, Shar, I would like to take the honor to say a little small word of prayer. We'll give it to you. But if not, I got you. So would you like
to... I have always, I would never turn down the opportunity to pray. So dear God, our Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for our breath in our body. We pray for the safety of those in the Ukraine. We pray for the whole entire world, Father. We pray for everybody who is just striving to be what they want to be, striving looking for their passion, God. I pray that they find it. I pray that they get led in the right direction. Lord, fill them up, fill them with your love, fill them with your grace. And I thank you for this podcast right now. Continue to allow it to grow, allow it to reach millions, thousands, whatever. No limit to it, no limit to what it can do. So thank you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. And if you didn't get that prayer, make sure you pause right now, replay that thing, and do it again. All right, because we always got to uplift you before we get started. And look, I told y'all I'm in my bag when it comes to spreading positivity. For you to know that you're not alone. So no matter what you're trying to do, learn a new skill, take a hike, go skydiving. I don't know, whatever you want to do, we got it here. So we got Miss Shelly Shells in the building. They call her the Phillies Oprah. So let's dive into her today. So Miss Shelly Shells, hey, let everybody know, hey, who is Shelly Shells if they don't know who you are by now? Give them a little brief breakdown.
Well, I always start with I'm a child of the Most High God. So let's start with that. That's who I am, because I am fearfully and wonderfully made by God. But what I do is I am a television media consultant, executive. I've been in media for well over 20 years. And I do social media marketing. I'm a marketing for several different companies. I don't mind naming the names. I don't know if you want me to name names, but TGI Fridays is one of them. Kingdom Social Media is another one, and there's a few ones. Few people you may see their posts, but I'm actually the one behind the scenes writing.
Behind the scenes, hey, I've noticed there's a lot of great people behind the scenes. Just like it is people that we see above in the eye. It's just as dope more people behind the scenes. I didn't know it'd take that much for to be behind the scene until I met my wife. She's a theater kid, so she opened my eyes up to how much it takes to put into a movie, the thought process, just the plot twist. Wow, that's a lot going on. And when you're talking about producing, executing, that's a lot on your plate. What led you to this path, this career?
It is a lot on my plate. Some of your what you said dropped out. I didn't know whether you want to do it over, but I can tell you I can go.
Yeah.
I can go ahead into what led me to this. I started a very long time ago, but there was a television show in Philadelphia, in Urban Expressions, and Urban Expressions is the first and only video show back then. Started in 1992, and it was owned by Ed Brunson, and the station was Channel 48, which was owned by the first African American woman in the nation to own a TV station. So before the Kathy Hughes, before the Oprahs, there was a Dorothy Brunson, who was the first in the nation to own a radio and TV station. So the TV station was Channel 48 in Philadelphia, and she owned it. And then Urban Expressions was there, and at first I didn't want to do this show. I thought that it's the devil's music. I was like, nah, I don't know. I felt it was going to take me away from God and my call on my life and everything. So I was really hesitant. But my sister, she was like, come on, just come hang out, just sit there and just take the drive with me. So we're taking the drive, and week after week, and I'm just sitting there, and I really just was not getting involved. I was just like, no, hallelujah, I'm just not going to get involved. But then one day, it was the only live show in Philadelphia, like a live video show. And so people called out. And during a live show, you can't have people call out, right? You need all hands on deck. So people called out, and we were, this is back in the day when you had landlines. So the one of the features of the show was shout out. So, hey, I would like to call and give a shout out to Boo Boo, whoever. And so the lines was ringing, and there was only one person working the phone. So you had to pick up the phone, write the message down, and then run it into the studio. So he was only by himself, and he was like, he just kept coming in. His name was Sko. He was like, could you help me? I said, no, that's not what I'm here for. And then he came back a second time. He was like, I really need your help. I was like, no, I'm not here for that. All right. By the third time, God just was like, how nice? That's not even nice. That is not even godly not to help somebody. So once I helped, that was it for me. Then it was like, let's go. How can I make this different? How can I make this better? What can I do? How can I add to this? How can I serve in a way that will make this production grow? And that was it from there.
It was something unexpected that you was not looking for to come, and it actually came to you. You're like, nah, you ain't know about the story about the man drowning in the boat. God sent him the first boat. He's like, nah, God's supposed to come get me. Then God sent him the second boat. It's like, God's supposed to send me. So he drowned. He looking at God like, man, you supposed to come save me. He said, I see you 3 boats. So, in that moment, you didn't even understand how that was a blessing in disguise. You're like, nah, go away. He comes back. You're like, go away. I said no. But the third time, he got you hooked. So you're like, look, let's get it. Let's go. We're going to definitely roll with it. So that's a blessing to see something like you said. You weren't even looking for it, but it came right to you, And I feel like that's how it works when everything's aligned with each other. It just falls right into your lap, You don't have
absolutely.
So, how did everybody start calling you the Philly's Oprah? Like, how we get to that point? Now we got the blessing in our lap. How we get the name of the Philly Oprah?
Well, that's a longer journey. So once I get into the show Urban Expressions, started out as the intern, worked my way up to the executive producer. So that's a journey of a few years, putting in your hard work, really, you put in work. People think, like, oh, you just wake up one day, but this is back before social media. This is back before you could just instantly get on social media and become a celebrity. This was, you had to work your way up. So I worked my way. I was, doing interviews, doing the advertising, doing everything that it took. So I learned pretty much all some of the aspects. I was never interested in doing the camera work or editing. That was never my interest, but I always wanted to learn the business side. I went to school for business. So I learned the business. I learned how to generate money. I learned how to make money. I learned how to take a show and get all the advertisers. That was my strength. That was literally the biggest thing about it. I knew how to go get these advertisers. We had like Foreman Mills is not where you are, but Foreman Mills is like a big company out here. They were a big advertiser, and that particular venture brought us in like $18,000 off of one sponsorship. So that's when I knew I had it. Yeah, you got it. So people think that it was more so the interviews with all the celebrities that get you where you're going, but it was really the business behind it. I'm more about, let's make this business happen. Let's do the business right. Let's create business, forums. So it was about the business. So as time went on, by the time I got to, I think it was 2016. 2016, I was just talking to different people. One of them was Howard Gilliam Jr. He was the director editor for Urban Expressions, and we still work on different projects. I mean, he never always, every project I had, he believed in and he kept going. But he was like, yo, you like Philly's Oprah. Just in a general conversation. I was like, okay. Then I talked to another person within the same week. Oh, you like Philly's Oprah. It came 3 times. And once the 3rd time came, I said, oh, I get it.
I got
Philly's
it.
Oprah. So then not only was it wasn't just about the word Philly's Oprah, it was about branding and understanding how to brand. And I said, the first person who calls me Philly's Oprah, that means I understand the real dynamics of branding. And I can actually teach on how to brand it, because I was like, all right, let's put it out there. So I started doing my whole branding. I did my website, I did, my social media, and started just really branding it and putting it out there. And then somebody introduced me. This is Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah. I was like, boom. You got it, girl. You got it. So it's really about being able to teach it. So not just do it for myself, but being able to teach it to other people in my courses. So
and it's nice.
That's where Philly's Oprah came from. It wasn't, I didn't say it. And then I broke it down into an acronym. So not just not just Oprah. So every letter stands for something I do. Online marketing, which is social media. P is of course producer. R is resource. I'm a resource. A is advertising. H is host. So every letter is broken down into an acronym so that it can explain exactly what I do.
Right, you put it together. You got the Philly's Oprah. You got
Philly's
the
Oprah.
resources. You got the marketing. You got the brains behind it, the strategy behind it. And I like that. I like that. That was very thought out too. That was very thought out. Like I wouldn't have got that. Well, when I read up on it, I was like, It's not like every like I said, every letter had a meaning behind it. So that's the sub. That's the sub. Okay, Miss Philly Oprah, I see you. I see you. And it's not easy like dealing with media, period. I don't know if many people know that like just even learning media ethics, it has a lot behind it, learning the right way of posting and verbalizing your First Amendment. People always say, I have the right to speak, I have the right to post. Yeah, you have the right to speak, you have the right to post, but it's what happens after you speak, after you post. Does it affect somebody's livelihood? Does it affect the person, their image? Does it affect their company's image? Because if you start tainting stuff like that, somebody's financial stability, somebody's personal stability to where they're being threatened, they can't live, that's now becoming a lawful issue. It's not just straight freedom of speech anymore, but it's so much that goes behind media that I don't think, if I hadn't got in it doing my master's and learning about it, I don't think I would have realized how much, meeting my wife and her showing me just, the hands-on behind it, the behind the scenes, the ethical side, the policies that you have to put into play. Like, I don't think people really realize when they're watching the movie, it's so much went on into that production to make sure everybody is good, everybody is safe, and everybody's seeking the royalties and compensation. Like, I don't really think people think about that. I didn't think about it at first until I got into it. I didn't know so much behind it. So, you are the person behind the scenes and you see so many things that's going on into those board meetings or into those rules. What would you say would be for someone that's on social media and they wanted to start in the area you are? What would you say would be that you have seen as a good marketing strategy to start with?
I would say, you know what? There's a lot of marketing strategies. A lot of them are the same. I got a book behind me called Marketing for Dummies. However, the most recent thing that I'm creating a course on is my 30 interviews in 30 days. I just finished on March 2nd. It was my last interview. And the marketing behind that, like when I teach it, my growth, my followers went up by 200. I've reached 11,000 new accounts within the whole 30 days. Like there's a whole mathematical breakdown of what it can do. It's more like your content creation, your growth in building relationships. So I'm going to break down how you can do it in the easiest way you can do it. I know it sounds like a lot, but if your goal is to create content, which we do, but creating content to help you grow your business is what 30 interviews in 30 days. This was my second round of 30 interviews in 30 days. And the growth it's amazing to grow. It takes a lot to grow your social media. And I didn't just grow my Instagram, I grew my TikTok as well. So I also have a course on repurposing your content. So I took the whole thing from Instagram, cut it up, edited it up, put it on TikTok, little pieces of it. And then I didn't do it all yet because that's 30 days. So as time goes on, I'll keep cutting them up and putting them on TikTok, as well as repurposing them, putting them on Instagram too. So the growth, the relationships I built, the impressions, and just the fact that able to talk to amazing people, the knowledge that they give, when you listen to, you will get something, some knowledge, something that'll help you grow out of each interview. Everyone had meat. Everyone was like something they were pouring into the world.
Dang, that's crazy. The amount of knowledge, man, I'm telling you, the amount of knowledge that you will find in media is so crazy. And this day and age now is all media. You know, you can do anything from a phone, from taking a picture and having a whole full production behind it, straight from a phone. So like, I encourage people that are looking to step into production, that's looking to stay behind the scenes or even in front of the scenes. Let's start now. Look, you got Shelly Shells right here in the building that you guys can connect with and get to know more about her course and dive into it. I mean, I think those type of courses are worth investing into, because that's where the real cash flow is, you know. And you learn so much behind it. Like, we could go to school and learn things for 4 years and can't even use the degree, right? Have the hardest time even starting. You can take that same amount of time to build your own business, same amount of years, and boom, it's something you could pass down for generations. You can't really pass down somebody else's corporation. So I like that you not only took the value for yourself, but you built a course where others can come take the value from. You know, it's not easy building a course. I will say that.
And that's one of the courses, is to teach people how to build a course. And it's not just, hey, like everybody says, oh, everybody's doing it. Now there's always a McDonald's, there's a Burger King, everything is there. So I may be a course creator, but there's somebody else. But if you resonate with me, I'm going to help you build the course because I've done it. And I have invested money into taking many courses throughout the quarantine, and in the whole 2 years, I have taken course after course after course to teach. Because when I go out here and teach, I'm not trying to teach from a empty place. I'm teaching from a place filled with knowledge. And that's just the knowledge from these courses. I have taken courses throughout my whole career. You can't just pick up and say, you walk into a TV station and you just pick up and do something. You know, I tell people all the time, people are like, well, why didn't I get this? And why didn't I get this? You know, I studied. I didn't just, and back then, I'm still people saying, we didn't have the whole Google. I had to buy books. So if I wanted to learn sales, I bought a book. If I wanted to learn marketing, I bought a book. If I wanted to learn how to present better in the interview, I bought a book, or I watched people on television. I didn't just say, because there's some people out there that always think they should have gotten their shine, and of course, like, how'd she get here, not this? But I studied. I didn't just sit here and say, make me the host, make me the executive too. I worked and I studied and I studied and I studied. And I took course after course, even before we had these online courses. I physically went into buildings and said, teach me something. But so
that's crazy.
I definitely invested in what I want.
And then now you can be able to take your years and experience that you have, and people can learn earlier, and listen to your stories and take those tools and utilize them, and be like, I remember it took her 6 years to do this. Now it's like took me 2 years to do this. I feel like that's the key. People don't see it. Like, I mean, my brother had he locked his keys in the car. And so we waiting, and the man, he comes, I swear, we waited for like 10 minutes. He come by, not even 2 minutes. He popped the door open, boom. And I was like, you give me 10 to ask you for no water. Most times it take them a minute. Now it took him like not even 5 seconds to pop the lock, and then he's gone. And he was telling us that he had just got into it with a guy because the guy was mad that he did it in 2 seconds. He was like, "Well, I'm going to pay you, this amount of money for 2 seconds. You just came and unlocked the door." So what he did was he turned around and locked the keys back in the door. Right? Put the keys back in the car, turned around, locked, and he was gonna leave. He was like, "Hey, you didn't get, why would you do that?" He was like, "Well, you said you didn't want to pay me for the expertise. It took me years to do 5 seconds." He said it took some people an hour to unlock the car with your keys in it. Some people, they'll charge more. He's like, "I'm mobile. I come to you anywhere you are, and I charge you the right way, and I'm 24 hours. You don't want to charge me for 5 minutes? Cool. Spend the rest of your night figuring out how to get your keys out the car." And he left. He said the next day the dude had to call him back and be like, "All right, you're the only person that'll be able to do it for the amount of money I needed. Can you come back and unlock my car?" And he was grateful at that time. He was grateful about what the dude was doing. And I was like, yeah, I don't think people look at it like that. Some people take time, to perfect their craft. And just because they could do it and produce something like magical and make a whole bunch of money, if you ain't gonna take 5 minutes to do it with $500, then you really ain't gonna do it when it's $500,000 to put into the mix, and you got to be the one to put the work in, the extra hours. You're not gonna do it at all because you're like, "Oh, it's $500 a problem. It's 500,000." So I like that you said that. You're teaching people the experience behind what you did, not only telling them the things that you went through, showing them experience, but teaching them what to look out for. And what's fake and what's not fake. I like that. I like that. So you also was behind producing Single on the Saturday Night Show, right? So how we get to you producing Single on the Saturday Night Show?
Honestly, it was like we're doing Urban Expressions. It was 2012, and been doing Urban Expressions since I don't know, since the 90s, and I was just looking for something more, something different, something for me, something like when you're doing Urban Expressions, it wasn't about me, it was about everybody else, making sure everybody else was put on, everybody else. So I was looking for something specifically I would enjoy doing for me. And so I was praying. It was really a prayer. It was an ongoing prayer. And I was like, what do I do next? What's next? I kept asking him what was next. And when I say it was just like a conversation, he was like, do a show called Single on a Saturday Night. The song was produced by one of the people on Urban Expressions. Her name was Jade Austen. She had a song, Single on a Saturday Night. And it was the dopest song. But he said, take her song, make a show out of it, ask her to sponsor it, and ask her team, her label, and everything to sponsor it. He told me how to do it, where to do it, get a location, who could connect with different people, and then invite them all out and make it a brunch. And it was just, he gave me detail after detail. And that was 10 years ago. We are celebrating our 10th year anniversary this year. February makes 10 years for Single on a Saturday Night. And it has been the most amazing experience, building friendships, building relationships. And you know what? Because I do social media, I want to tell everybody that it all came from, a lot of the connections came from social media. And that's how I got into social media. I connected people. A guy said, put a group together. So it was a Single on a Saturday Night group. And he said, ask each person that's single to put their friends in there. We put our friends in there. We connecting online before we even got to the first show. So everybody's connected. We're getting to know each other. We got topics. By the time we get to the first show, it was like we knew each other.
Yeah.
Strangers. So people who were once strangers on social media became friends in the group. Then we get together. We like all in together. We eating together. We talking that talk and walking that walk, and we're doing it. And it all came from social media. And that was even the catalyst to say, I said, God, I love this social media thing. Can I make money doing it? And no sooner than I said those words, praying those words, the next week I got an offer I couldn't refuse. I went into Foreman Mills, the same sponsors from all the Urban Expressions. The same sponsor said, how about you come inside and do this on the inside, do social media on the inside, the same prayer I prayed the week before. I go inside. Not only do I do social media, I get to do commercials. I get to do community relationships. That means getting out there into the community and giving back to the community, not using my money, but using their money. And we did community efforts. We went all around the country, giving away coats and everything to the shelters and homeless people, different events. That's all from one thing. Single on a Saturday night, loving social media, loving the results of social media. And then here I go and get the job of a lifetime, something people be trying to get. Their goal is to try to get a job like that in the advertising department. When I say it was an offer you couldn't refuse, you could not refuse it. So that all of that led to that. So 10 years later, Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday night, and all of that came from that one thing, one prayer.
Look at you. Hey, prayer works. All you gotta do is, hey, you seek it, you should find. You gotta speak it. And once you speak it, you gotta claim it, and it's gonna come to you. It's gonna come. I'm pretty sure when you said that prayer, you're like, I don't know how it's gonna happen. I don't know when it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, you know.
But
So
you know what? I didn't even put a lot. It wasn't even one of those prayers you sit down, dear Lord, and you get all. It wasn't one of those prayers. It was just I was sitting at a computer like, God, I love social media. I want to make money doing it. That was it. It wasn't no extra thought to it. It was just a real genuine love. Once I was on this computer and I was like, do you see what just happened? We just grew a whole TV show based off of social media. These are my closest friends. These are people that I enjoy. These are people who were once strangers who are now close to me. They my homies. Like, you know, shout out to everybody on Single on a Saturday night. David, Danielle, Antoinette, Melisha. It's so many. Like, I'm talking about 10 years of once a month. They came to a building and we had fun once a month. Being able to galvanize all these people once a month has been the most incredible journey you ever want to experience. It is the best. Sorry for COVID. I mean, COVID messed us all up, but yeah.
right? Totally in the way.
Yeah, it was definitely in a way we couldn't, you know, some people you will see once a month, all of a sudden you can't see them anymore. It's like a culture shock. Help me.
Help me.
Help me. I miss my people.
Right, but now you got those memories to be able to share with others. Those memories people can get back. You know, being able to go through their experience and seeing those projects blow the way they did, all that hard work, time, effort you put behind it. You know, and like you said, you weren't even thinking about it. It just, you know, people talking and putting an idea together, and the idea transpired from social media. So if you don't, right now, if you listening, you don't think that your thought is important, that's your $1 million ticket right there. Your thought, you know, God gave everybody their gift, and through the details is through our mind. All right, we don't know how all we're gonna get there. I would have never known. Right now, I tell you guys, I would have met up with Miss Shelly Shell, the Philly Oprah. But look, we here, we in the building, and we killing it, and we spreading positivity, right? All from a thought. So being able to spread those resources, doing what you love, pushing passion, pushing others, connecting. That was this is all about. So right now, if you're listening, you still need positivity. Say, hey, Shar, I don't know how to do it. Look, you got Miss Shelly Shells over here. Link up with her. I'm still gonna get a social media out, so you gotta stay close to us, right? You reach out to me. We're there. With so many people that's coming onto the show and letting you know that no, they did not know where to start, but they started and they kept going. 10 years. 10 years ago, she said this happened, and they're celebrating their 10th annual. All right, so congratulations. That's something. People can't do things for 10 years. People get mad. They got to stay in school for a year to 4 years. You said 10. Right?
10 years for Single on a Saturday night and 30 years for Urban Expressions.
Man,
30 years,
look,
30
40 years on top of all that. 40 years you put behind that. Man, look what it is today. So congratulations. And speaking on Urban Expressions, like, no, that's a big accomplishment too, you know, and you being able to link up with celebrities and go around the world traveling, meeting up with people like we're speaking of Kevin Hart, and you got these type of celebrities around that you're linking up, Steve Harvey, talking to those type of people, Meagan Good, like, oh my God, the list goes on and on. What is the biggest accomplishment besides linking up with all these people that you would say has been the most memorable? Like, if it really made you reflect on why you started any of this? Did I go out on you? You still there?
It cut off for a minute.
Okay,
So
okay, cool, all right.
I heard you say the biggest accomplishment. So I'm going to say the biggest accomplishment hasn't happened yet. There's so much more. The biggest one hasn't happened, and I wouldn't be fair to anything that has happened to say that anyone was bigger than the biggest one. Still hasn't happened because there's so much more that I want. It's so much more that I'm planning to do. There's so much more. So the biggest one, the biggest thing is being able to breathe every day and get up and be able to do what I love. That is the biggest thing. To get up every day and say, God ultimately is in control of my destiny, but more importantly, he gave me a calling and I have to do what I'm supposed to do. Be the light in this dark place, be the light in this world, and draw all men unto him. So that's it. That's all I did. I woke up this morning and I get to talk to you. That's big. You know, I woke up this morning and I get to say God all day long. God, Jesus, Jesus. Well, I get to say it and be happy about it. So
yeah, and be grateful.
it's more to come. It's so much more to come. I can't wait.
Yo, stay tuned. Y'all gotta stay tuned. I told y'all won't regret it. Stay tuned, stay connected, man. You gotta jump out there in the leap of faith. I mean, I think you are worth investing in too, right? You're the most important person in your life. And if you don't think that first, then you can't do nothing for the kids. You can't do nothing for your mom. You can't do nothing for nobody else because you have to come first. Your health come first. You do matter, right? Even though you put others before you. So, man, I am proud of you, Miss Shelly Shell's out here doing the thing, man. Got me chills. I'm getting chills over here just thinking about all the things you have accomplished and staying committed to the grind. I feel a lot of us don't stay committed long enough. You know, we put all this time in, but you never know. God don't tell you the time or the hour that you're going to reap your fruits. You know, sometimes we may not even see. It's just for the next person, you know, but like you said, being grateful that you were able to wake up and say, thank you. I'm able to be put in a position to impact other people's lives. That's big. That's really big. So what would you say if somebody said, Miss Shelly Shells, what is your life purpose mission? What would be your life purpose mission?
My life purpose mission, I probably just pretty much said that my life purpose mission is to draw all men unto God. My life purpose mission is to do God's will. That is my life purpose mission. Whatever I didn't call myself to this. God called me to this. God placed me where I was supposed to be. So my mission is to do his will and draw people to God and his goodness and how Jesus saved my life. Like really, that's my life purpose. The other stuff is great and I love it, but I'm only able to do this because God placed me in the position to do it. Not me. I had nothing to do with it.
I have nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it.
But the experience though, you were able to go through it, you know. So for all the listeners right now that feels like, okay, Miss Shelly Shells didn't have her blessings to come and do it. They didn't stop. Life didn't stop. Situations didn't stop. They kept happening, but it was up to you to see them in whatever way you want to see them and push forward, you know. So what would you say throughout all the things that even up to now that you have accomplished, you have pushed forward through, that maybe people haven't seen? What would you say has been your biggest triumph through your career?
The biggest triumph, well, still being created. Let's say the biggest triumph, I guess that moment you walk in and one day you're an intern and the next day you're an executive producer of the one of the biggest shows in Philadelphia, Urban Expressions. That could be the biggest because that's the one that set me on my trajectory for life. But once again, I woke up this morning, so to me that's big. You know, the breath of my body says that's big. That's triumph for me. Anytime I can say the words God, that's triumph for me. You know, and the career, love the career, love what I can do and how I can help people. But the biggest thing is I'm here another day to do more. But yeah, for riding that ladder from internship to executive producer, that was a wonderful thing.
Then we got more to come. Like you said, it's more to come. So
there's so much more to come. And you always have to thank the people. Ed Brunson, if it wasn't for, first of all, Dorothy Brunson, the first African-American woman, and then her son, Ed Brunson, who gave me not only the chance, he saw in me that she gonna do this. You know, he saw like she gonna carry this. like that football. I'm taking the football, taking the go, and I'm going, and I'm going, and I'm going. And you know what? I didn't stop yet. So I still got the football. I still didn't meet I still didn't reach the other line, the line. So I'm still going with this football because I ain't giving up.
Ain't giving up. You can't give up. There's so much more to do. So keep going.
Keep going. We always talk about the triumph, but you got to understand within these years, you got to understand there was times where it was not pretty. There were times when I wanted to give up. There were times when I had a car, my car was being towed down the street because the repo man came, right? There was those times. There's times when you don't have money, but the more you sit there like, all right, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. And you don't give up. The blessings will come. It will come. But you gotta have that. You gotta have really the passion to really do it. You gotta ask yourself, why are you doing this? What is your why? Is your why bigger than what that car going down the street being repossessed? Is your why bigger? Like, yeah, that happened. And everybody like, well, you need to go get a job. You need to go get you a 9 to 5. That's what you need to do. But no, that wasn't the answer. No. The answer wasn't to go get a 9 to 5. The answer was create something to make money. Do something, be something, keep at it, and do what you have to do to make that money. And you may have to get a part-time something. You have to do something. But the point is, what can I create to bring in more money? What can I do to bring in more money? What can I do? I won't give up. I won't give up on my dreams. I won't give up, even though my car went down the street.
Hey, I see it look like my dreams is leaving me right now, but they'll be back. You know, they won't leave you. I heard that, like, my mom used to tell me all the time when we was kids, like, the only way you're not gonna know something is when you give up. You know, because I used to hate the word no. Like, people know me now and see me being as open and transparent like what today. Like, I don't know where this person coming from, because I tell everybody this is definitely God, because I am not an open person. I'm not communicating. I'm not social. And even as a kid, I wasn't social, you know, but I was that quiet person. But my mom always tell me, you know, closed mouth don't get fed. So if you don't know something, it's because you didn't ask. And if you feel like it's a stupid question, it's only a stupid question because you won't ask. So, you know, after I heard her say that, I used to get on everybody's nerves when it comes to the questions. Even in class, I'll be the only person, like, I'm asking 1,000 questions until I got what you said. Okay, we on the same page? All right, we on the same page now, you know, and that's just true of life. I teach my kids that now, like, if you don't ask me, how can I help you? You know, you get frustrated because you can't get to the next destination, is because you won't ask. You know, that person got that key, so you gotta ask so you get your key. You know, how can you get it to the next door? So, yo, if y'all are looking for some more positivity, I don't know what to tell y'all. It's positive energy generation, okay? It's for generations to come. We here pushing positivity, letting you know you can do it. I don't care if it's music. I don't care. You want to make necklace. You want to be the first shoemaker in your family. I don't care what it is. Look, you got the best technology in the world. Miss Shelly Shell just told you she had to go read a book. It's got it on audio now. You don't have to necessarily read it. All right, if you need it, read it. Get it from Amazon. It's there. You don't gotta leave your house. You can just order it. Man, you ain't gotta go to the bookstore. So what is the excuse for you not to go push your passion? Can't say I don't know. We gotta stop saying I don't know and just say, look, I'm scared. And if you're scared, go read a book about fear. It will change your life. All right, fear is the only thing that blocks us from our next destination. So look, you got your life mission is to out here just share resources, push people, push yourself, uplift others, you know, and you're going through all these triumphs. I know you got to get hungry. I know I get hungry. So what are your 3 favorite snacks? What does Shelly Shell snacks look like? The top 3.
I mean, the last thing you said was cut off, but what you said?
Right. What was your snacks? Like, what is Shelly Shell's top 3 snacks?
My top 3 snacks. Cake, the kind of cake, your birthday cake. Go to the store, bought birthday cake. Next one is, I would say, cheesecake. It's all cake related. And the next one is milkshake, vanilla milkshake. So that's my snacks. I love sweets. Oh my goodness. Also sweets.
Yes, gotta have some sweets in there for you to be functional. It's like people that got love coffee. If you don't have coffee, you're gonna have a bad day. All right, I leave us. Yeah. All right, those are all good, sweet. So if you was deserted on an island, all right, on an island, they say you only have 3 things on this island. What are those 3 things that you gotta have on your island?
My phone.
Okay, okay.
A backup generator to make sure I can plug in my phone and keep it plugged in. Because your phone has your Bible on it, your phone has your books on your phone has everything you need is on your phone. Like it really, like there's nothing I can need. In on this island and my backup generator and food. I want to take some food. Is this island deserted? Will I be able to get food?
It's a deserted island. You gotta.
If this island is deserted, then I'm gonna take truckloads of food.
Yeah. You
You
going
said 3 things, so the third thing is a truckload of food.
truckload of food, got the generator for my phone. Look,
Phone and the refrigerator, because
and
the truck is gonna be a insulated refrigerator type. You know how they had those kind. There's a real refrigerator, so you had the food in there, and then the backup generator to make sure it all works. And there you go.
You thought about this before, huh? Somebody asked you about the island before.
No one has ever asked me that, but I had to think about what I wanted.
That's all good choices.
Give me the phone. You said things. Now, if you said people, that'd have been a difference. Don't ask me people. But don't ask me about the people. But the things, yeah, I mean, that's all I need right there.
Those are all good answers. You know, I got my phone to stay connected, right? You can still make your money from social while you're on this deserted island, and you can eat. So I don't think that's bad right there. I don't think that's bad at all. That's some good thinking right there. You know, so you've done a lot of things since you jumped into, you know, shooing the guy away from the opportunity, right? You know, been around the world and did so many great things and still connected with a lot of people. Again, you're connected with people such as Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, Meagan Good, Kirk Franklin. Those type of people has come into your life and be able to sit down and have a conversation. So out of all the celebrities, what has been one of the celebrities that have come into your life, or a person that's have impacted your life and they impacted your life to where you take it and where you go now?
Well, the biggest one is the one I love the most, which is Tango Kid from UTFO. He recently passed away. So if I had to say anybody, like, I meet a lot of celebrities, but he was the only one that was literally my brother, my friend. Like, I love, like, losing him was like losing like a big part. It was like, but him, you can go back on every picture. There's never a person that didn't say he didn't take it, he didn't talk to them, he didn't take a picture with them. He was a celebrity who literally cared for the people. And I feel like he cared for the big dogs as well as the underdogs, you know? And so Kangol Kid, you know, rest in peace.
You're right.
And he left, kids, and his kids are even dope. I love his kids. Like, so
shout out to the kids.
Shout out to his kids. They, you know, but it's like when you meet a celebrity back in the day, and I mean, I met him in the 90s and to stay friends with him from the 90s to today. It was like from the day he was gone, we stayed friends the whole entire time. It wasn't your fake friends. You know how people got fake friends. They're not friends, they're acquaintances.
Acquaintances,
right? You got acquaintances, but he was like my real friend, my brother. And so Kangol Kid, you know, man, his smile was infectious. He was just everything. So him.
Hey man, that's what's up. Definitely when you can meet people like that and they not only impact you or something they said, but it's a bond that you now share. You know, he impacted your life to where it became family. And you know, anything you want to talk about or you feel like you can go to him for, he made that opportunity available. So shout out to him. You know, so sorry for your loss, but those type of people, their spirit live forever. You know, even though he's gone.
Ever. Let me tell you something. Today, every day this week, you know how you go Facebook and Facebook shares of your memories. This week was filled with memories. The one day it was the memory of he was on I have a radio show. Is the memory of him calling into the radio show. Now, today I shared the memory of him. We were at a birthday party for Rob Swartz. He was an executive out here, and we were at his birthday party, and I shared the live video of him rapping the song. yo, Kangol, like singing the whole song. And I just reshared it. I was like, man, this week has been filled with his memories because we were able to connect so often. It wasn't like it's a celebrity in the far away. It was like, all right, well, every year about this time we're connecting somewhere. And if I needed like you have an event. Like I had an event and I was like, oh, I want this event to, get publicity. I needed to be looking big. He just came down to be at my event to make sure, like, yo, we putting the stamp on a few Tango Kid from UTFO was in the building. Boom, and that's invaluable. So the fact of his heart is heart that said, I love you and I will do whatever it takes. And that's who he was, not just for me. Lots of people, whoever he was infectious to everyone.
And he lives on. He lives on through you because that's what you represent. You're spreading it to people. You spread your resources, your wings to people. So, thank you for being able to share all the things that he's able to share with you. Love, unconditional resources. Those are the things. Those are the connections that we need here, not only just here on a podcast, but in life. People say that mental health is real. It is real, especially when you feel like everybody's not there to pat you on your back. No one is gonna really be there to pat you on your back. Sometimes the road get lonely, but you got those people, just like Miss Shelly Shells has expressed, those people that are meant to put into your life and not only just be an influence or a public influencer or an artist or entrepreneur or whatever that they occupation say they are, but they're there to be a friend, to connect with you, to bring fun and peace into your life. So be open to those connections, all right? And if you're thinking about it and you have not jumped out there right now, those connections won't ever happen. So look, maybe you right now is meant to have a conversation with Shelly Shells and you're scared right now. So I'm gonna help you out. All right, let me help you out. Hey, Miss Shelly Shells, let everybody know your social media where they can come and have a conversation with you, reach out with you, even during your course. Where can they connect with you at?
All right, so you can go to Instagram at Shelly Shell Williams, and that's where I am most of the time. Of course, I'm on TikTok at Philly's Oprah, but join my email list, and if you join my email list, you'll get in 10 days the course. Well, let's say 11 days. So in about 11 or 12 days, the course will be launching, and you can join my email list by texting the word mix, MIX, to 42828. Text the word mix, MIX, to 42828. Join my email list. You'll get the emails. They're like, hey, it's finally dropping, and you'll be a part of it. But I'm always on Instagram at Shelly Shell Williams.
Hey, look, I told y'all I'm always in my bag. I gotta get the one that's pushing not only themselves, but other people, because you can't do it alone. And if you feel like you can do it alone, that's the reason why you feel alone, because you're trying to do it alone. So look, I did it, all right? I kept my bargain. You got Miss Shelly Shells in the building. She came and dropped some resources. You got her social media. I didn't hide it from you, all right? So Miss Shelly Shells, you can say one thing in 10 seconds to help push the next person on to the next day if they feel like, I got something from the podcast, but she left a message that really stuck with me. What would that message be? And go.
The message is, don't let fear hold you back from your destiny.
Don't let fear hold you back from your destiny. She talking to you. I'm talking you. She talking to you. Right. All right. Don't let fear hold you back from your destiny. We just want you guys to know that here on the Positive Energy Generation podcast, it's not only a podcast, it's a movement. All right. We love you. We love you today, tomorrow. We love you yesterday. So if nobody told you today, tomorrow, and yesterday that they love you, know that Char loves you from the P.E.G podcast. Miss Shelly Shell Williams, the Philly. Yeah, loves y'all. All right, and we want y'all to know that we want you to push your passion. So go do it. Get started right now and live to inspire. All right, we love you today. We love you forever. Here on the P.E.G podcast. Shout out to All Heart Radio. Let's get it. Let's go.